right, all right. Um, Let me know how I sound. Let me know how I sound. That was user error right there. That was all me. That was all me. Um, Hold on one moment. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Let me know what I sound like. I apologize. Having some technical difficulties this morning. This is a very, very rough morning. Rough, 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 rough. Whew. If I couldn't say yeah. All right. So, welcome to the Brothers of Legacy. Let's go and throw this up there so everybody know where we at, what we doing. Um, so today we're gonna have a great conversation about procrastination. Do you struggle with it? What we do about it, and all that. And then some of them see, look at this. Wow, put that right there. Put that right there. And okay, hear me? We're good. Awesome. I try to do some resetting. Hopefully, it works out. All right. So, make sure you share because sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. You know, Facebook has been like really slow on the draw when it comes to sharing. So, anybody rocking in the replays, make sure you share. Like the page. You know how we do. Let's see. What kind of is that? Let's see. Let's go. Put that there. Put that where? Back there. All right. So today, thank you for hanging with my figuring out what I'm doing with my life. Do you struggle with procrastination? We're gonna talk about scheduling. Are you focused? Are you scheduling your dreams? Are you scheduling? Are you scheduling things that pertain to the future, or are you just scheduling your to-do list? We can talk about that as well. Let's do this. Um, yeah, I'm a little tired today, guys. That's what's going on. My brain's a little slower, so bear with me as we figure out what I'm doing with my life. All right, we're gonna go ahead and kick this intro off. It's gonna give me time, a minute, to get my life together. Hey, what's up, my friend Tina in the building? Good morning. Good morning. Um, the Perry Hoop Queen. Let's see. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So we're gonna kick this off. We'll be right back. Right after this. I want to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, where we are changing our community one conversation at a time, every day. Every day.
We are creating a new legacy.
Change gon' change gon' change gon' change gon' change gon'
A co-op has to start with ownership. Right. We have a mindset of either I want to make a lot of money or survive. Make a bunch of money or I got to figure out how to survive.
When you have a real bond, when everyone has, we come in with real expectations. Because this is this is covenant.
The whole point is this, that we as a people, with our money and time, aren't often making this general possible, often vested in the business.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
Welcome back. All right, so be sure to share. Sharing is caring. If you feel like you're missing some of our broadcasts or episodes, make sure you join our text community. Text LWN to 844. I'm back. Text LWNT4576. Absolutely, this mouse. Oh man, every time you hit the side, it closes down, which would probably be a good feature if I don't keep hitting it by mistake. All right, so text LWNT4576. Be a part of all that we do, and we appreciate you for being here with us. Let's see. And just like I said, today we're talking about, do you struggle with procrastination? Do you struggle with procrastination? So for me, I don't know if I struggle with it. I guess because I was listening to like I do always, listening to podcasts and different videos and things of that nature, and was talking about, and they were talking about like the different levels of procrastination. You know, some that procrastinate and find other things to do to prioritize, to kind of keep from doing a particular task for whatever reason, because it's either daunting, difficult, or just something not pleasurable. You know, like, oh, it's the last thing I want to do. Some just avoid things altogether. Some are last minute, the king or queen of last minute. I think I've been like that last minute. Sometimes I feel like my greatest creativity comes out when it comes to crunch time. Sometimes when I place it, when there's a deadline placed on the line, and I struggle with that. I think so. When it comes to procrastination, you know, I've had a time with it. It's, you know, one of the ways that I figured out kind of how to get over it. One is to sometimes create my own deadline, as opposed to the real deadline. Let's see, hey, Mama Corey, and it kind of pushes me to really get things done, and creating a system. I think, and like probably many people that even procrastinate, you know, you create the system like, okay, I'm gonna do piece by piece, step by step. But I think sometimes, you know, when you feel like you got a lot of time, you use all that time. So you're like, okay, well, I got time. I don't need to work that hard on it today. Next day, I got time. I can do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. Which a little bit, sometimes not enough. So even by the end, it's like, oh my gosh, I still got all these pieces. Now I got to put them together. so, you know, there's always that last minute scramble that seems to always pop up when it comes to getting things done and making whatever project come to life. You know, for the most part, most of my life now is my own deadlines to get things done in a timely manner, to make sure things are flowing, and that can be a struggle as well when it's your own deadline, because, you know, like, all right, next week I'm gonna make sure blah blah blah, boom boom boom, this is done, and next week comes, and because it's like I'm the boss, I can just move the deadline, but that's not good because I'm not being productive, and plus, like with some of my projects, they start all like, oh man, I gotta get this one done and this one done and this one done. So it's just a build up, as opposed to, okay, boom, if I stick to my deadline, I can have each project done within a specific time without it running together. You know, I can give my full focus to each project, my full focus to everything that's going on, as opposed to waiting to the very last minute, you know, to get things done. And I think, y'all let me know. Do y'all suffer from procrastination, or you have, or you got this thing mastered? And let us know what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and why you're doing that. Coming to the stage, all the way from McDonough, Georgia, outside the county line, none other than Pastor Brian A. McCrory Sr. I need to,
Be disrespecting my city, man. I'm Locust Grove.
oh, my bad, all the way. out of Henry County. Oh man, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday. Thinking it's Tuesday. Happy Wednesday. Oh man, how's everything? All is well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, look at Hula Hoop Queen out here.
Yes, in the building.
Cameo appearance from the Periscope world.
Yes, indeed. We look forward to seeing you every day. Every day? Every day. So the question, as you can see, and we're going to dig into like scheduling as well, but I think the biggest thing, because I know most people either struggle, deal with it, or have found ways to function with it. Do you function in procrastination, or are you the type that, okay, Mr. Brian, we need this done by this time, and you're like you can like process it out, and not last minute any of it. or you're like most, like I process some of it, but it's always like, oh dang, I gotta get it all together by a specific time. Because there's some things like that's like impossible to last minute. Like you can't last minute something. Some things like it's gonna take a little bit, but you do all the stuff that that takes a day or two to get done. But it's like if you do a little extra by the last day, you don't have much to do but review it. Or are you like, or, uh-oh.
This
You put things
conversation's
off.
already gotten too deep for me. I'm just glad my wife isn't present today.
Oh boy, maybe I'm gonna send her the link. Let's go and get some validation.
No, I think it's a relevant question, right? It's
Right.
relative to whatever the situation is.
Yes. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
certain things that I do procrastinate on. There's certain things that I don't.
Right.
Now, if you're asking me, are there any critical areas where I am
Right.
procrastinating and it creates
Yes.
issues?
Yes.
It's a public show, man. I mean, like, how much am I supposed to put out there?
So would you say? So let's compartmentalize it. So when it comes to work, you're pretty, because I know you're a IT, like an architect. So everything has to be built in stages, and like you said before, you got meeting on top of meeting to meet about the meeting, in order the meeting to have the meeting about designing something. Everything is approved by section. So that kind of holds you accountable. That's like, okay, hey, we need this section built by this. We need this section built by this time. And for you got to call this department. Hey, I need this done because my part can't get done unless you do your part. So it's in a way easier because it's like it keeps like I gotta do my job to do your job, and then they're like, hey, you gotta get your stuff done before I can get my stuff done. So it pushes you to get that part done. So work kind of pushes you to stay on task, for probably lack of a better way of putting it. But when it comes to home,
Wait, let's stay at work. Let's stay at work.
Okay.
Please allow me to respond. I've been with my company 15 years.
Yes.
And there are many components to building an IT infrastructure. You're absolutely right. And there are a lot of missing a lot of parts. A lot of people play different roles, but ultimately it's my design. So the minute you have an understanding of a client's requirements and you get off that call, you're already late. Right? So I'm constantly playing catch up. So to your point, in a lot of cases, there's no time to procrastinate. But again, I've had many accolades, made great money. I've been here 15 years, watched a lot of people come and go, but I'm still here because of my level of effort, because of my work ethic. But if you ask me, I'm always last minute. In my world, in my mind, I am notoriously last minute. I feel like I could do more a lot faster, but it hasn't negatively impacted my career because my grade scale is different than their grading scale. Right? Um, I have had occasions where someone has said, "Well, where is this? We probably should have had this last week." But it's a rarity. But yeah, I procrastinate. They just don't know how much. Right? At home, it's hard to procrastinate. Like my wife and I've been together 25 years. And so I remember there was a season where it was, well, honey, I asked you if you could, well, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll get it done. Well, have you done it yet? Well, no, I ain't done it yet, but I'll get it done. I remember those years, but I have evolved over the years. I can't hear you, man.
So, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So, how do you stay on top of, like, I guess, like the honey-do list, like the honey, hey, this month we need this done, because there are always those, hey, this is like pertinent, we can jump on this stuff right now, like, you like, hey, I'll be right back, I'm gonna boom 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 and come right back to the show, like there are those things, because there's certain things just urgent,
Yeah.
but then there's some things that, what they say, the a mountain from a molehill,
Right.
where you have to kind of jump on it. How do you plan those kind of tactical things
At home.
Yes.
So at
when,
home,
when you have to hold yourself from being on the schedule, create your own schedule.
right. My wife did something some years ago.
Okay.
Probably 15 years ago, maybe 16 years ago. I got something accomplished. She asked me to do something, and I did it, and I got it done
Okay.
immediately. And she said, "Superman," right? And she put an S on my chest,
Right.
right? Isn't it interesting and fitting?
For the conversation, look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
she bought this. My wife bought
All
this,
right. Nice.
and she started calling me Super Daddy.
Right.
And the thrill of her saying that is what got me to a place to where anytime she asks me to do something, I'm on it. Because there's something about her looking at me and calling me Superman.
Right.
Makes me want to get the work done. So whenever she asks me, like, it's funny how that has changed me emotionally.
Right.
So anything that my wife asks me to do around the house or whatever, I try to get it done immediately because it leads to the benefit of being called Superman.
Interesting.
That's how simple it is for me.
Right.
That applause, that
Right.
simple S on the chest from her makes me want to get stuff done. Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. She did that thing.
I mean, okay, so, but how do you stay on, like, I get the motivation to stay on top of it. Like, what is your method of remembering? You kind of just, you can remember it, or you kind of write it down. Like, how do you,
I don't remember.
to get to it?
I have 3 calendars. I have my personal calendar, I have a church calendar, I have a work calendar, and then there is a calendar on the wall in the kitchen that my children have to populate with their stuff.
Okay.
Because I won't remember. There's like 4 calendars in the house because everybody knows if you want daddy there, it needs to be in print. It needs to be posted somewhere. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Your wife is part of my calendar.
Right.
Dr. Rollins is part of my calendar.
Right.
You are part of I use all of you all to help me remember because I don't remember. I will miss it. You know that. You're asking a question that you already know the answer to, man.
I know, but I need to let the world know. The world needs to know. Like, because you ever see folks that are like, they're like super busy. Like, even like I think about the Warren Buffetts of the world. They got like 52,000 meetings to get to. And like, you know they don't keep all them schedules. You know, you know it's got to be like somebody saying, "Hey, make sure at 11:30 you go here. Make sure at 12 you got this. Hey, you on your way out because you know you got to stop talking because we got another meeting. You know there's the pull person like, hey, it's time to roll. You know, because they one person, especially once you get to a certain space, like you got several different departments. You got the ministry work, you got work, then you got the homework, and it's like, how do you keep it all?
You done?
All
You already
running?
done?
Right. But
Oh, wait, I mean,
that's
like,
your biggest piece
like
of
I have a
pie.
calendar at work.
Yeah.
And just in the last, I've averaged 7 meetings a day for the last 2 weeks at work.
Wow.
I have a ministry calendar
Right.
where, like, my work day, my official work day was supposed to end at 5 o'clock.
Right.
Never does, but it's supposed to.
Right.
So let's just say 5 o'clock it ends.
Right.
I have already had 3 meetings related to ministry through my work day.
Wow.
And then I have my evening calls for jurisdictional stuff or national stuff with the church.
Right.
Then there's community stuff that's on the calendar that I miss. Dr. Rollins knows I miss stuff. I get the text, hey, you jumping on this call? Yeah.
Yeah. That see right there? That's my reaction too. I look at because mine, I try to write them down. I always get hit like, am I good? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
like a book.
you know what? Nobody asked you to endorse anything, Dr. Rollins.
I didn't know she was in here. and that's my same reaction, like, oh, but I be making something. I'm like, you know what? I'm going right now. I'm gonna just go right now. I'm on right now.
Right. Right. Then there's like the schools,
Oh gosh.
I get a text. I have a meeting on my calendar for a month, and then I get a text from the elementary school. Hey, Pastor McCrory, you gonna be able to join the call?
Oh yeah.
It seems so unprofessional because I have reminders, and then like I'll be caught up in something, and the reminder will have gone off like 10 minutes ago, and I still miss it. Like when the reminder goes off, you're supposed to pull it up on your screen so it's there.
Right. So you
I don't think that's procrastination.
No, I think that's just you see, hey, these. See, I ain't gotta put my business out there in towards last minute. Somebody.
See, I think there's a difference between last minute and late.
And procrastination, no doubt.
Right.
No doubt. I think, yeah. All right. So coming all the way from Florida, outside the county line, my man, who can never get it wrong. He's trying to put reparations on the schedule for the government to handle. Ephraim Terrell.
What's going on? What's the difference between late and procrastination?
Right.
Oh,
so you can be late to a meeting. Does that mean you procrastinated?
Yeah,
Possibly.
that's. So, or I guess I should say, what caused your lateness?
Right.
I overlooked the time.
Right.
You procrastinated with looking at time.
Waited to the last minute. Like, I
Procrastination.
know we've all had the moments like if you had 2 services, right? You in one, you go home and you chilling, and you kind of chill out too long. You're like, okay, at such and such time, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get ready, and I'm out the door.
I don't know how you go home in between services.
No, I'm just saying. See if you.
If I'm home,
Come on, tell me you at least made a mistake
done.
one time. Like I went home, I knew I shouldn't have gone home.
Nope.
you go home, it's over.
Hit that bed like I'm gonna take a quick nap. I'm get up.
Ain't nothing like a Sunday
Never
nap.
ever wanted to see the pastor's face, me coming in late because I went home.
Oh man, yes.
Sleep all
The
over your
worst.
face.
Right.
Oh, the worst is like service is already warmed up, and you're like,
corner of
oh,
your mouth.
dang.
You got grits in the corner of your mouth.
He said grits in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
So E, let's
Said no
so you
baby
said
issues.
I procrastinated to get on the call, because sometimes you have overlapping calls,
Yes.
right? And I think I make the mistake of thinking that I'll have more time in between calls. or I make the mistake of, like, and I have the issue with other people having access to my calendar, and they will put something on my calendar because they found a vacant spot.
Yeah.
And it'll be backed up against another meeting. So it's like a doctor going from room to room. I'm coming out of one meeting, having to go directly into another meeting, never having an opportunity to reset between
Right. Which is important.
Right. And yeah, absolutely critical, especially when you're dealing with IT, and once you begin, what happens all of a sudden is you're talking about an infrastructure, and they're saying, we don't have that application.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting my clients crossed. That's embarrassing. And it has happened,
Yeah.
With some significant clients, right? And so I don't like if I'm on a call that started at 9 o'clock and I have another call at 10 o'clock, right? And I say, hey, I got to jump off this call. I have a hard stop. We call it a hard stop. I have a hard stop at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
I think you should be saying is I have a hard stop at 9:50.
Right.
To give yourself that 10-minute window. Right.
Right.
So I don't know if that's, is that procrastination?
No. That goes into the planning stage. And what you're doing, I believe, is how you defeat the procrastination. It's the planning. The procrastination comes from there being a lack of a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, with the people coming in on your schedule, that's a little hard. If your time is free, nobody's going to take into consideration the fact that you do need to reset. They're going to legit think to themselves, it's a free slot. Let me throw myself in there. But, and even when you said that, I promise you, it made me feel like, you know what, maybe I should just block an extra 30 minutes everywhere. And then at the last minute, just release that I'm free. But,
yeah, I've had periods where I've done that. Right.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to do because you can hold people accountable to what they put on your calendar and having not checked, because there's things, I wish people would look at my calendar and be like, oh, wow, that's a client facing meeting. Because I always put, client facing.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's a client facing meeting, give somebody 10 minutes.
Yeah.
People don't put that much thought into it. They if you look at the calendar, there's just availability and non-availability. You have one area shaded available, another area shaded not available, or whatever the case might be, and they'll just pick that clear space and fill it in, right?
Yeah.
And maybe it'll run over into another meeting. Like there's a override of about a half an hour. Like your meeting, once you want to start your meeting at 10 o'clock and it goes till 11, but I actually have an 11:30. I actually have a 10:30. So your meeting is an hour starting at 10, goes to 11, but because you see an opening at 10, you block out from 10 to 11, ignoring the fact that I have a 10:30 on there.
Right.
Beyond people actually do that.
Yeah.
And then I have to go back and tell them, well, you get me for 30 minutes.
Right. And it's the oversight on your part. And I hope it's an oversight. Like you said, maybe they might just be looking at it and be like, I forget it.
They don't care.
That time.
They don't care.
What I got to say is uber important. Yeah.
I'm so grateful for meetings that start at 10:15 or so to allow time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I like those little odd end meetings. Like my dad used to do. Like, let's say he was meeting a real estate agent. He would tell him odd times, like, "All right, I'll meet you at the house at 9:47." Like he was trying to teach him, like, no, this guy must be dead serious about his schedule and his time. And of course, he would show up minutes and sometimes half an hour before then, but still he would just keep putting it on there, kind of keep him alert, just to make him know, like, look, something's different about this. Because when we come to procrastination, it's a lot of stuff that gets lost, but it all is just evolves around like time. You know what I'm saying? I think time and planning. If you don't plan, then something's going to be wasted in time. And as we know, you can't get time back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I carved out time for you, you really should. Now, you need to respect my money, but most definitely my time is something that's at the top of the list, because I can't get that back. If you got bad business with me, I'll just take my money back, or if I've already spent it with you, I just won't spend it with you again, which hurts you. But that time, man, so I need you to respect it, because I put a lot of planning into it, a lot of thought into it, to try to make sure that it's mapped out correctly, so I can spread it out, because I got kids and a job and You know, I want to have some me time. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff.
Yeah.
So let me ask this. You said all that procrastination, a lot of it. Yeah, it's time management.
Yeah.
So would you respond like if someone was to call you to keep you on schedule? You know, like say either you got a text or a phone call, like, hey, it's 10 o'clock, 10:15, you know, kind of like Dr. Ron, 10:15, you got a meeting. You know, would that assist you in staying on track?
Yeah, I think I love that. Like you do that with me sometimes.
Right.
When I have an event, right? You'll say, hey, it's 10 till, you ready? You know, you'll send me that look. And that's like a lottery ticket, an emotional lottery ticket. You know, like, ooh, yeah, thank you, Jesus. But I also think that it caters to bad behavior.
Ooh.
Because I should be better.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I'm grateful for those people that know how to kind of fill in the gap and keep me on, you know, but I should be better.
Yeah. It's something. It's a thing to work on.
I think sometimes it can be an enabler, you know, to bad behavior. So don't stop doing it, y'all.
Well, you know,
I do think that sometimes that could be unhealthy.
I feel you on that, but sometimes schedules are just that packed. Like I'm not, like I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know but I wouldn't be surprised if Barack Obama doesn't run his own schedule. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting you up there next to Barack. I ain't trying to throw you up there like that. I'm saying I know you're busy, not as busy.
You mean you're not putting him
president.
up there next to me?
Right, that is exactly what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So, thank you for getting me right. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't keep his own schedule. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have an adjutant or armor bearer, but I'm pretty sure he has somebody that grabs books. He has a driver. He has a cook. Like he has a whole life because, like between speaking engagements, and I mean, he's a former president at this point, and I'm pretty sure he's still what they say, booked and busy. So. Maybe you're just that involved that it's not enablement, but it's support.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I'm saying from a personal perspective, like for me, it's like I want to be able to do better. Like in my career, man, back when we were traveling constantly, I used to travel 70% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And those who've known me at least 15 years know that. Like the people that I supported, all I had to do was show up. You know, like if I got off the plane, they were there to meet me at the airport. They scheduled my eating. I got dinner planned at such a time. I'm going to take you here. I'm going to take you there. We're going to do this. All that just to keep me focused on getting in front of the client and performing.
Right.
They don't want me to think about nothing. They don't want me to think about my hotel. They don't want me to think about eating, anything like that. I just need you to be here and be ready for this meeting. You know, and I see that a lot even in ministry. You know, you talk about Barack Obama or a dynamic preacher or musicians, people of the arts, or whatever the case might be. They want you to focus on your gift. They want you to focus on what you're here to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So they alleviate all the rest of that stuff, all those other distractions to make sure you can focus on that. The problem is when people do all that for you and then you don't perform.
Still don't. Yeah. That's the truth of it.
Yeah.
Because we've taken all this off of you so that you can focus on the thing that we don't do or can't do. And then you let us down. Or you don't show. You know, like that's what I'm saying with people, like how they respect time, how they respect schedules and things like that. It says a lot. And I had a lot of people who I worked with who during their review were very surprised that, like, you know, that went into their review. But if I have a meeting and you 30 minutes late, I feel like you're saying something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be a subliminal. It might not even be like might be aware, but you're saying something with your lateness, and you're saying something about my meeting. You feel me? Like
powerful, right? Yeah.
This is my meeting, and you decided to be 30 minutes late, and not just today. As I look back over time, you constantly and consistently late to this particular meeting. You're saying something, and some people just aren't aware. And if they were made aware, they'll change. Like, no, I wasn't trying to say, but some people doing it intentionally. Some people, there's some very passive aggressive people at these jobs that you know they're mad at you that you got the promotion or whatever the reason is, and they're going to show you some kind of way that you're not the boss, that you're not in charge, you know, that you don't run this because
Right.
I'm gonna show up late, and
Right.
what you know, I'm gonna slam my notebook on the table. Here go my coffee because this is the reason I'm late. You know, it's Starbucks, not me. Because if you wanted coffee, you should have been got that. You know,
Yeah.
That's why we bought the microwave so y'all can warm it up. So you should have got that early. You know,
Right,
so that you
right.
can be here on time. Do whatever you got to do. Because I'm not mad. I'm not trying to control grown people. I don't care if you got to go get a sandwich from Martin's before you come to church, grits, eggs before you start the meeting. Do what you do. I'm with all that. But if that means you need to wake up 30 minutes earlier, then do that. I'm just saying,
Right.
by the time you do all what you do, be here at the appointed time so that we don't have to start the meeting over. Go back over the agenda. Go. All right, let's go back to Genesis. You know, like let's be on time. You know, so we can make the most of it. Because if you even on the church side, if you think about it, we're not really at church a very long time. You know, I don't care how tired you feel when you get out of bed on Sunday. It's not how long are you at church per week? Maybe like 6 hours, maybe a total Bible study, a little bit of talking at the church, a 2-hour service. What's that, about 4 hours? So you know, it's not much time.
Right.
Yeah, I think that, you know, being notoriously late is disrespectful.
Ooh.
It's an insult to the person that prepared for you.
Yeah.
You know, and like I can't, like when it's funny, I put my family on blast years ago in the church about being late, you know, or having me late, you know, and I went from we got to get out of here to come on, let's go, to y'all making me late, to I'm tired of being late,
Right.
to get in the car.
Yeah.
And from
that, where you at in the process?
And from that it went to I'll see y'all at church.
Yeah. Y'all can't get and you know, like invest. And I was thinking about that too. Like if you need like stockings, I don't know. I don't want to come for the ladies. I'm just saying, whatever you need, you knew you needed it before the day. So how about if you don't want to wake up 30 minutes earlier? How about a Thursday night investment and to slide by CVS and pick up a pair of stockings that I might need? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about programming your coffee maker to make coffee right at 7 o'clock in the morning or something like that? I'm pretty sure everybody got a coffee maker that do something like that. So if you're not going to do it the day of, how about like an investment like the day before? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you just don't wake up early. Maybe that's not your thing. You know, set your
back to when you were 4 years old and your mother put your clothes out the night before, right?
Because if that, I'm just saying, if you go with the whole month and what made you late as you do your review was I didn't have anything to wear,
right?
Let's address the clothes because that's what's best.
I fix that in my life. You know, I think I have 100 ties and 100 shirts.
Yeah.
Right. But I probably only have 20 suits.
Yeah.
Right? As long as I have clean shirts, I'm swapping the shirt out.
Let's do it.
You know, I got 1,000 pair of socks. I'm just swapping the shirt and tie.
Yes, sir.
And so I don't have to prepare what I'm going to wear. All I have to do is grab a shirt and a tie and match it with a suit and keep it moving.
That's it.
You know.
Rollins said, I feel bad when the preacher's up midway through or about to wrap up and then people walk in. I feel like we should lock the doors at some point in my mind, but I know that's not right. I know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's like, you know, but to me, like in a situation like that, I look, that's your relationship with God. That's not your relationship with me.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't take that like I'm it's funny how there are people in the church because I remember being like that. How you gonna disrespect pastor by coming up in here? Yeah. Service started at 11:30. You come waltzing up in here, not walking, waltzing up in here at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know,
at least act like you know you late.
We have the finger up.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of it's shameful behavior, and so that's procrastination at its finest. But I want to get to this. Because you know the thing is, imagine because I've seen people ill prepared because they waited too late to get their stuff together.
That's it.
You have to do a presentation or something, and you haven't done your research, you haven't done your homework, and so at the last minute you kind of throw stuff together.
Yeah,
right. And I can tell that you haven't mastered your content.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you get up and I know you haven't mastered. Like I can tell when someone hasn't mastered their content. You know, and that's not a good look either. You waited to the last minute. You didn't study up. You didn't prepare yourself. You know, you just kind of threw something together. And I'm saying, you know, people call it shooting from the hip. I'm like, nah, you didn't shot somebody out. I mean, it just it's disrespectful.
And those times come when you maybe something was thrown on you last minute. You're not totally prepared. But I think that's what it is. Like the perfect storm is you being prepared for whatever you're doing and to come ready to receive what, you know, like on time, notepads out, ready, you know, whatever the setting is, but you have all your material. Then that's a beautiful thing. It was productive. We got something out of it. You know, it was hitting on all cylinders. Like when you come home, you just say, yeah, the meeting went really well today. It's usually because of those factors. And guess what? It don't take that much time. People always act like they're held too long in meetings or church or whatever your area is. It's not always that you're held so long. There's so many holdups. Like you all the way through your sermon, and then people looking at you crazy like they don't get it, but you missed the whole introduction though. I already done set you up. You know what I'm saying? It's like walking to a comedy club late and you catch the punchline. It's like, oh, that sounds funny. I see people laughing, but like, I missed the setup. You know, it's you know, when we started back, I'm gonna leave the church alone. I'm saying too much church examples, but when we started back, we cut out Sunday school, right?
Okay.
So it was going straight to service. And you know, you got a group of people everybody know people that walk in late.
Right.
We had a group of people that used to walk in late to Sunday school. Sunday school would start at 9.
Right.
Those people would get there about 9:45. They would come like right around the review. The 9:45 late people now show up at 11. I'm confused. Like, how do you was late to Sunday school, but it would help you be on time for church. How we go straight to the church service at 10:30, and now you showing up at 11? So that's just something with you. That's just something that's going on at your house. Y'all can't get out of the house because the clothes not ready. Somebody didn't eat. Y'all in the car, and this person on the left their phone. Like it's. If you really could go to the people's houses before work, before church, and it might be too strong of a word, but it's chaotic. Like stuff everywhere. You know, like sometimes I got to put stuff at the door to make sure I don't leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, because I know I got to do that. Or if something's important, like I lose my phone a lot. So sometimes I take my car keys, because if I don't have those, I can't go, and place them on top of that important thing so I don't leave it. But that's what I need to do to help me, because sometimes my mind just be gone, thank God for my wife. So like, it's just whatever you have to do to stop the chaos, get yourself together. You shouldn't be late to every single thing.
Right. Yeah. I've become so habitual in a lot of my behavior at home. Like I don't lose keys. I don't lose my phone.
Same spot every day.
Everything for me, it's always in the same spot. Everybody knows where my stuff is. I don't lose glasses. If my stuff is missing, it's because somebody moved it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
those habits keep you on track.
Yeah, they do. They help keep me on track. It's funny. I call it structured madness.
Right.
Because as fast and as dynamic as things are, there is some structure to it,
Right.
But my desk, like right now, when I look around my office, you would think that the garbage man didn't show up. But I know where everything is.
Everything is all that.
I know.
Yeah, no one can come in here and be productive but me. Right. And so someone would say, well, you procrastinate in keeping your office straight. And I'm like, you might be right. But I've learned to operate in this shovel.
If they went in there and cleaned it up, it'll mess everything up.
Oh man. Yeah. Like when we have somebody come in, like every once in a while, we have somebody come and give us a nice run through cleaning of the house. They can't come into my office. You can't touch it.
Don't touch it.
I clean my own.
That paper over there is there for a reason. Don't touch that. Yeah. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
That paper remind me that get the pen that's on the left over there. Yeah. That's all it is, man. Whatever it takes.
If
Yeah.
you
But
move
you
it,
know, like I think that's the key thing too. Like, and
You lock down.
your thing. That's what
okay,
I'm saying.
okay,
Like, take time to
okay.
review, take time to figure out what's the clog in the jam, or however you say that, and figure out what's making you. For some people, I think it's clothes. Some people like to get like your time can't be dependent upon the Starbucks line because you can't control that. Like you don't know if it's gonna
Right.
be 50 cars ahead of you or what. So if that should take you 4 minutes, then you need to give it 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
Show up. Don't cuss them out talking about, y'all making me
Right.
late. They not making you late. Like that's, I don't know. You can't control that. That's when they
Yeah,
do their
but
business.
that's wisdom. Get up and get
Yeah.
out early. That old adage,
Early
early
bird.
is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. That's
Right.
that's real. And
Yeah.
and I, it's funny. I oftentimes I find myself
Yeah.
delayed or tardy to something, and I challenge myself. I'm like, man, is this really my fault? Because I can always look at somebody else,
Hmm.
and say, if you were ready to go, if you were, you know what I mean? If I have to be there and it's just me going,
Right.
I'm not
Right.
going to be late.
Especially if it's just me. And that's no
If it's
shade to
just
nobody
me,
else. That's just
I'm not going to be
Yeah.
late. I'm
Yeah.
just not going
Right.
to be late.
yeah.
But if I have to wait on somebody else, if I got to pick somebody up, or if I got to do,
Yeah. And for those who do have to wait on other people, sometimes you might need to, and maybe I know a lot of men don't want to hear the word explain. You don't necessarily have to sit there, you grown, you don't have to explain yourself, but clue people in. Bring them into what's
Right.
going on. Look, I need to make sure this is prepared because we're supposed to have this guest lecturer that's coming in tonight, and he's really going blah blah blah. And I
Right.
want to make sure that this is all the way prepared. So to make me feel comfortable, because I promise you, when I'm on time, I feel comfortable. I still don't have more
Yeah.
control over a situation. I can't really determine the outcome of a thing just
Some
because I
people
showed up earlier. But man,
Yeah.
and sometimes I watch it too. Like when I show up on time, right, and I see somebody else who's another timely person come,
Right.
they feel like they so far behind. I'm like, bro, you ain't missing nothing. You 5 minutes late, but that's not how it feels when you're
Yeah,
running
right.
late. It feels
Right.
like everybody done started and this supposed to be
Right.
over here. It's like,
Right.
bro, you missed nothing, and everybody who you sweating just got here 2 minutes.
Froze
You
up.
chilling, like, oh man, take your time, man. Now I'm here. I'm just sitting in the car till you get, you just at ease.
Right.
So clue people into to that. Let them know like this is a comfort thing for me. This makes me feel okay. This responsibility I have to take care of is better if I show up this amount of time, blah blah, whatever. Sometimes, and I think sometimes showing up early is just a good look.
I think so too. I feel like showing up early definitely helps you. It feels so much better. Like because when you're late, you feel like you're so out of place. It's like the whole day is
I'll
thrown
tell
off.
you what. Here's a pet peeve of mine. A pet peeve of mine is I'm showing up early, and I beat you to your stuff.
To your stuff, that's a tough one.
Like
right.
I show up
Like
early,
driving.
and
Right.
I'm sitting outside because you're not there.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You want me to respect what you're doing. Make sure you're there.
Right.
In expectation or
what you're
anticipation
doing.
of somebody showing up early.
Yeah.
And
I ain't talking
or
about
have somebody there. At our church, I'm like, listen, I shouldn't have to open the doors if y'all want me to preach.
Right. Right.
Now, are you above opening doors? No,
because I'm willing to open the door.
Right.
I shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to do it.
Appreciate the value of being a participant of what's going on to say, I don't even want him to have to do that, because that's how I have felt.
Yeah.
With my leaders.
Right.
I would never want my leader to have to do. I'm like, no, because I need you to preach a word. I need you to reach heaven for me.
Right.
So I don't want you to have to worry about this. Don't have to worry about that. Let me get that so you can do what you need to do. And I'm saying that's everywhere in life. Like when my wife is in the kitchen cooking, I'm like, let me chop the vegetables because it's laborious. And I know that, it cuts time and she's more motivated. I'm like, man, if you're going to get in the kitchen and cook, what can I do to take some of the edge off, so that more love goes into the food?
Definitely.
So it's those types. And so I think we should do that in every area of our lives, because it shows value and appreciation for the fact that you're connected.
Right.
Right. Like you invite me somewhere, I want to be there. I want to be on time. Look at Samantha. Here she goes. Stay out my kitchen.
I'm always in the kitchen with her.
Let the folk help, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know you in the kitchen, man.
No, I know.
But
I know,
you.
I'm going off her comment.
Yeah. But I understand what she's saying, because certain folks just don't want you in there. It's better that I do it. But you have skills like I have. You want me in the kitchen.
See, there you go. I ain't that good. But there's something you could do, like take out the trash or whatever.
Right.
But
wash
I think
dishes.
the principle that you saying is powerful. Like when somebody's doing something, to help, you can help balance that thing out.
Yeah.
Since they're taking care of this, at least you can do that. Yeah. And at least you can show up on time for my thing. If the teacher got the lesson ready, at least you could take notes. If the preacher done worked all night, at least you can say amen. Like make the preacher go up after. If y'all ain't doing this to y'all pastor, every once in a while, just go up, man. Pastor, that was a fire sermon, man. That thing was real good. Like encourage them. Like y'all act like these preachers don't be working on this like Monday through Saturday. You feel me? Like just let them know that all that studying.
It's hard out here for a preacher.
Let them know, man. Do they have like a pastor appreciation day, like a national holiday type thing, like we do?
Well, no, so I'm kind of, I don't really jump into all that kind of stuff personally. That's just Brian. I'm not overwhelmed. I don't look for the whole appreciation and all that. And that's because like for me, I'm bivocational.
Okay.
So the fact that I work a job,
right,
I got to get up, come to church just like you do. I love appreciation. People do wonderful things for me. I have no complaints, but I'm not the dude. Like if you're doing a past appreciation, I'm not a part of that planning.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to do it, surprise me with it. Like our church, they have to surprise me with stuff, because if you ask me, I'm like, no big deal. And it's not like Briar Rabbit, like I really want it and I'm acting like I don't. I don't really, it really ain't, but I appreciate it. Right. It means so much. Yeah, there it is right there. See, people know when you said before, like come up to your pastor after church, that's my statement. That's my statement. So, they do that for me. And I challenge people to do that, because if you're not saying anything to me about the word, then I haven't preached.
Right.
And then I have to ask, why are you here?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it doesn't make sense to be sitting somewhere where you're not getting fed.
Yeah.
And I can't be mad if you're not getting fed.
Yeah.
I can be emotional.
Right.
But I can't be mad at you if you don't feel like you're being fed.
Yeah.
So that whole appreciation, I love doing that for other people. I'm just not great at it.
Right.
Because there's too many of y'all and I'll be broke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to receive it sometimes. But I feel, and that can lead into something else, no doubt. But I definitely, like AD talked about a while ago about, feeling celebrated. That's a challenge, but just acknowledge
do we procrastinate
the works.
Celebrating each other?
Big time. Why you think I'll be jumping in the casket at these funerals? You know what I'm saying? Dang it. I didn't know.
Give me my flowers while I yet live. Do we procrastinate celebrating each other?
Absolutely. Right. Man. Absolutely. For me, like I don't like to hear it sometimes when I'm in the thing. So but for me, I do want appreciation. I just don't need it all the time. But in those love languages, admiration is huge on my list. Like, I want my wife to like look up to me, my kids look up to me. So I mean that type of appreciation, I like it. It keeps me going. I don't, but I'm far from like a attention fiend, hound. I don't know how you want to call it, thirsty. I'm far from that. I don't need that just to keep it going. But it is good to know that I see hard work. See, I don't just need like, hey man, I like, you got some nice looking toes or something. I don't need like regular comments. I like to know like, okay, I've been putting in this work. I see you transition from this thing to that thing. Right. I see you in that work right there. But I don't need just like,
I'm like that too. I'm like that too. I mean, if my suit is kicking, let me know.
Right.
But if you see me like doing better at, something around the house, or how I'm presenting myself to my family, my conversation, philosophy, that, I've seen these changes in you. I even like taking care of myself, getting up and walking. My wife says, "Hey, honey, I noticed you've been consistently doing such and such with yourself. I'm really happy to see that." That kind of stuff is golden.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Because it means you have procrastinated in that area, and now somebody recognizes that you're doing better.
Yeah, at least, and you're being consistent with it. I think that's the key, being consistent. So real quick, we're about to get out of here. So would you want someone to help keep track of your schedule, like to help as far as? Oh, okay, all right. Did we lost Ephraim?
Oh, I would. I mean, I love it. I get the help, and I appreciate it every single time. But you know what's interesting? As much as I love the help, I procrastinate giving people my schedule. They don't know what they don't know.
Okay, I think we I
have to get better at making sure people are aware of what it is I'm doing, what my schedule looks like.
Right. Definitely.
I just heard. I could hear Sam in the spirit saying, "Mm-hmm."
Because I got an idea. I'm working on when it comes to scheduling. So you guys stay tuned for that. Thank you, Mama Corey. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
and I was trying to get into it, but the connection was so bad. I couldn't jump in there with the direction I wanted to totally go. So we definitely gonna revisit this conversation as far as scheduling and getting everybody's life straight. So I appreciate you guys rocking with us, hanging with us. Make sure you text LW into 84576. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Always know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe. Do the right thing. And did you see my question? And we see you in the AM. I'll revisit it tomorrow. We have a kitchen issue. And Pastor got a roll. I got a roll. And it's a rough thing. So we'll see you. As always, we love you. Know that God loves you more. Stay safe. Thank you guys for rocking.